Hello everyone. So today's topic is generics. So first of all, start with the introduction of generics, and you can find the link here, like in Gitbook. So if you click here on generics, you will get this introduction to generics. So what are generics? So generics is a special mechanisms uh, which we got in Java 5. It allows us for the type safety. What do you mean by type safety? Let's quickly see an example. So I'm creating one class. It's a parcel. Inside this class, I have a simple private field. Let me call it object, and with some getters and setters. So source, generate getters and setters, select all, that's it. So now I will create one test class in which I will put some objects. Let me call it tet. You can call it like intro production to generics. Let it be one. So inside this class, I have, let's say, two more classes. Let me call it book, and let me call it phone. And we know that in Java, the default parent class of every class is object. So it's same as extends object, right? So it means if I try to make call to the objects of parcel class, that is set object, get object, then I can pass the object of book as well as phone into these getters and setters. Why? Because the object is the parent class of every class. So now I will try to create a main method. Inside this, I will create object of phone. Let me call it phone equal to new phone. Similarly, I will create one object of, we can call it book as well. So let it be the same. Okay. So now I have an object called phone, and you can write the same as like this. You can have the container here, right? Bigger container, interface bit false. Object phone, new phone. So the reference variable of object, the parent class can hold the object of child class. So now I will try to call the method of parcel class. So let me create an object of it first of all. So parcel equal to new parcel. Let's see parcel dot set object, and we can set it, right? I'm just calling the setter of it. Now see system.out.println. I want to get back, so I'm right get object. Simple. So what I have done, I have created an object of phone, and I'm putting it into the setter of parcel, and parcel is expecting any kind of setter, right? Any object you can send there, because we are receiving it in the object, and object is the biggest container, the biggest class possible, right? So now I'll try to run it. So run as Java application, and you can create examples in this way, because this is your class which is having the main method, and the thing is this should be public, and you can create other classes which are non-public, right, in the same class itself in .java. The .java file remain the same, so this is possible. Okay, so now we'll run it. So run as Java application. Wow, we are getting it, right? One learning is here, right? You are getting com.bb.generics.phone at the rate something. So why we are getting, you know, like this? So let me show you. Since you have written system.out.println, and you are actually sending the object itself, right? So let's see what is happening behind the scenes. So when you try to execute this kind of line like system.out.println some object, so it automatically makes a call to the toString method of your object class. So let's open it. So this is my object. Then let me open the toString method. So now if you see the default behavior, it's get class dot get name at the rate hash code. So what it's doing, this is my fully qualified name till here com.bb.generics.phone. Then it is appending at the rate with it. Then this is the physical address, the address the object is taking in our memory. So since we have not overridden it, that's why it is making call to this method. Clear? Okay. So now let's see what is type safety and how we are breaking it. So since the parcels setter is expecting an object means an object of object class, which is the parent class. So luckily you have put the value in the parcel as phone. But let's say if somebody is trying to get the value as book from this object by casting it, casting, right? So I'm just casting it because, and I can cast also, right? Because it is giving me object, and object is a bigger container and you can cast it to get the smaller one. So I'm trying to write this piece of code, and let's see what will happen. So you have phone inside the parcel, like parcel.set object you have set as the phone like this, but you are trying to get book out of it. So let's see what will happen at the runtime. Wow, we got the class cast exception, and if you read it carefully, so it is saying com.bb.generics.phone cannot be cast to a com.bb.generics.book. So it means you're trying to access phone, but since we have casted it in book, so it cannot cast. It's a type mismatch. Phone is a something different class and book is something different class, so that's why you cannot cast it directly. So this problem is known as type safety. So what Java people decided, they said we will create a mechanism so that we can restrict you to do this operation or to do this operation. It means we will try to enforce, like I can put only objects of phone and you can access only objects of phone out of parcel. You cannot access book. So they provided a mechanism known as generics. So now we will create and we will modify this example and try to make this into a generic class. So what is the class here which I want to make generic? I want to make this class as generic. Why? Because this is causing problem, this object, because object is a bigger container and you can enter anything there, like set object phone and you're trying to get book. I want a mechanism so that I can enter something and I should be able to get that thing only. If I am setting a phone, then I should be able to get only phone, not book. It should give me the compilation error, not the runtime error. So what is the mechanism? The mechanism is generics. So in Java, generally we have a convention of this greater than and less than, and inside this we write T, or inside the we write V or key. Various notations are there. These are some conventions. So like V is for value, key is for key, and T is for type parameter. T is for type parameter. Getting it? So what I will do, I will make this class as a generic class. How? Whenever I write this kind of stuff, it means now I can have anything here of type T. It's not restricted to the object. So I will write T here. Now I can return T here, and now I can set T here. It means that hard-coded value of object that my container can receive only object, the reference variable of objects. Now I have changed it to a type parameter, and at the time of creating the objects of parcel, I will specify like I want it to be of object, I want it to be a class of string, an integer. So that's my choice, or my choice. It means T can be replaced with anything. It can be an object, it can be in string, it can be book, it can be your phone, it can be anything. But whatever you will send here, this class will behave accordingly. If you send string here, then this will become private string object. If you send book here, then this will become like this behind the scenes. So this will like book, and this will again return the book, and this will set the book. So this is the biggest advantage. Like now we'll see how it is giving the advantage. So now, yeah, this is you can do phone, 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 but now see the difference. Now this will be, I want the parcel to be of only book. So I should be able to set only books, or let it be phone. I will change my example. I will write phone here because every time we are using it. So now see, now I will write phone. The moment I write phone here, it means the parcel class everywhere, the T is replaced with phone, and you can have only phone as the object, as the reference variable there. So I will write phone here again. Now see, I am getting the compilation. Why? Yes, so need to change this also. So this one gone, perfect. Now see, since your parcel is a generic class which can accept only objects of phone, you can perform operations only on the objects of phone. That's why you are able to do it, but you will not be able to do it because get object is returning what? Is returning, get object is returning what? T. And T here is nothing but phone. And you're trying to cast it in book. So that's why at the time of compilation, you got the error. You cannot cast book to phone or phone to book, sorry. So that's why it helped us to provide the type safety. And in order to compile this program, we need to remove this. So that's how we achieve the type safety, because now there is only one option, like you can give only phone. You cannot give book inside the setters and getters and any other method. So that is the biggest advantage of generics. So it helps us to avoid the errors which can come at runtime by tackling them at compile time. And how we are doing it in this way. So a small recap of what we have done. So the problem statement was, we have one class, a non-generic class parcel, and it was having an object, a member variable as object, and the class was object. It means you can use any object to put or to set the values, like phone, because it is extending object, book, it is extending object. You can put anything, you can set anything there. But when you try to get it and you are explicitly casting, then at the runtime we used to get the what? A class cast exception, because we cannot cast it. So is there any way so that we can stop it at the run or the compile time? Yes. So in Java 5, we got a feature called generics, and using that, you can provide the type safety. And how you are providing type safety? By making the class as generic. And you are saying it is T, and T means a type parameter, and whatever you sent here will be reflected everywhere. Like now it will, previously it was object, now it is of type T. Everything is of type T. And whenever you set the type T here, if it is phone, then everything will be like phone. If you set it as book, then it will be like book everywhere. Let's see what I mean, and a quick revision be. So let it be book, and let it be book. And now you can change this book. So now you can set the objects of only book. Inside the book, you can create and set an object of book. So let me call it parcel of book. Okay, and you are planning to save the objects of book. So let me call it book equal to new book. Done. Now you can set here. Yes, you are able to do it, right? And now parcel dot get object. When you do this, you will get the object of book. So let's run it. And we are not getting any compilation. So yes, for the first line number 20, we are getting the object of phone, and from the line 27, we are getting the object of book. So this was all about the introduction to generics. Clear? So now one quick homework for you. So how will you, what is your homework? So let me create new file here, and the file is homework underscore generics. Okay, .txt. Yes, we are able to create it. So it's very simple. So homework is create a simple class called what parcel we did, right? So in the same way, you can create a parent or child relationship, like yes, you can create a class called employee, right? Then inside that, create two classes like HR and manager, and they are not extending them. It's just a or you can change it. You can change it as office, and inside the create one more class, and inside the office create two classes and one member variable, and the member variable is simple one like the employee. So you can create it as private, again private object like this. Okay, now, and the getter setters as well, and the getter setter as well, and inside create two classes like HR and manager, and then in a test class create a test class, and inside that main method in which create objects of HR and manager. So you can assume this as, and these like you will create a test class like this, introduction to Genrex. Inside that you will create objects of HR and manager, and it's better to create the classes HR and manager in that class only, like this. So class HR, class manager, and this is your test class, and create objects of those two classes, and you create a class called office like we created parcel, and we create a member variable there like private object, get object, set objects, and then try to do the same kind of operation, casting and everything, and then convert that class into a generic class. So you need to convert which one, office, which was a non-generic, to generic class. Done. So I will commit this code and share the repository, the link of the repository. So this was all about the introduction to Genrex. Okay, bye.